Actually, I don't know this song that's playing right now. It's really soft. It's all and yeah, I don't know it. I don't know it, but because I never sit in these menus for too long, so it just does not. Yeah, good. Go ahead. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Donnie. This is my channel. Welcome. You will be offended. And today, we are back in City Skylines. We are on City Skylines Remastered on the PlayStation 5, and we are going to start a new map. I decided, it's always fun having a second city. It makes for a good breakup between one, episode and the next type of thing. Like, do a couple episodes of this city, but then you start to get a little kind of burnt out on it. Like, I went and I started to mess around this week on my other city on Fuchsia, and I was kind of like, I've been doing so much. I'm at that point where I'm just starting to feel the burnout of that map, and decided it's time to do something to kind of get rid of that. And I felt that in this current heat wave that we're dealing with in my state, it is actually currently 94 degrees. It's supposed to get up to 102 degrees today, and I decided let's go with a winter map. I thought to myself, hey, a winter map sounds freaking awesome. So I'm going to, before I go anywhere on here, go ahead and pull up my channel so that I can take care of watching our, there we go, watching for the comments and everything like that. So, if you are watching and you like what you see, please drop a like and a subscribe, and yeah, join in. I do other games as well. Baldur's Gate, Crusader Kings is something I just started. Fallout 4. I was playing Sandland. At least I tried that. You can watch that video. I fucking hated it. So, come on, let's go. My computer's going slow as ever. There we go. Come on. Okay, it is still going slow, but it's starting to pull stuff up. So, like I said, as you can see, we are going to be Hey, David, welcome. We are going to be starting a new map, and we're going to do a winter theme. So let's give it a city name. We need a good name. That's probably the hardest part. I mean, Fuchsia was easy because I was watching a lot of One Piece at the time. So, let me take a look around. Thinking, I don't got anything offhand. I'm not seeing anything good here. Stay as long as you can. Right on, appreciate that. Oh, I know. How about Moonshine? Hey, Chris, welcome. Welcome, welcome. And welcome to the map of Moonshine. I decided, I was going to say something whiskey, and I thought, most whiskey is barrel aged and it's brown, but moonshine, on the other hand, is non-aged whiskey. So white whiskey on that would be the other name for it. So here we go, moonshine, the map of Moonshine, a winter map. So we'll get this started here. I did think that through a slight bit. Let me see why it's getting loaded up here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the share button really fast. Woo! Can I change our radio station? Thank God. Okay, just regular radio. No. Railhawk's a good one. Let's go with Railhawk. Love me some Railhawk. Okay. Share this. I wish I had a better computer where I could have it all set up on like a stream deck and I could like hit one button and it's all shared like 500 different places. It'd be so sweet. One of these days, I'd appreciate that. Just one day, that one. Probably won't happen while I'm doing the job I'm currently doing, but I'm wanting to change that as well. So, all right, let's see. Post. We don't have a name for it yet until, well, I just gave it the name, Moonshine, and there we go. Just need to close that out. And when I gave it the title, I did not. So I may have to go back and edit that in the. Come on, close. There we go. Edit that in the later on time. So, all right. So, as you can see, we've just got this wonderfully beautiful white square. If it was a tropical or boreal or anything like that, it'd be green or brown or whatever for desert. But this is all white because we're doing a snow build. Just for sharing his moonshine with us. Heck yeah! And one thing that I wanted to do with this, and we're going to start off first of all with terrain. Obviously, it's a great way to work on this, just to build your terrain. And I thought, so if you take a look at this, all of our 25 squares are right there, dab smack in the middle. When I first messed around with this map editor, when I made Fuchsia, I did not realize that. And I thought the whole thing was going to be my map. And so I'm like building stuff over here and making cool little things. And then like I realized, oh, I don't get to build in those areas. And so what I decided to do was we're going to go ahead and we'll mess with that in a minute. We're going to crank the strength all the way up, crank our sizing all the way up. And my goal is to make this giant surrounding mountain terrain of the valley. Like I'll touch the valley with mountains and hills and stuff. Don't worry about that. That's all coming. But I want this like crazy cool mountain, just like a big giant valley that has these crazy awesome mountains and cliffs growing everywhere. I mean, in an area I'm always surrounded by that stuff anyway. And we can do some really awesome stuff too. We can make some cool little lakes and ponds, rivers, creeks, do all kinds of stuff like that if we wanted to. And I'm just kind of just going random, you know, like have fun with it. Just how God makes our earth, it goes random, you know. He throws a volcano down and bam, we got mountains or islands, you know, and even fault lines, you know, stuff like that. Like our earth is so random and beautiful. Why not do the same thing? You know, we'll just come here, and I want to open some areas up. So like, okay, we're gonna have this cool surrounded area there, but I need to make sure there's water and stuff going through there. So again, we're gonna skip. We'll do some like hills like that. Back up into these big mountains. And really try to go for them too. Like we can actually make some super tall mountains on these map editors. But we also need to be careful because one thing that I forgot about, there we go. I cannot take the roads or the train tracks and make them go underground in the map editor at all. If I wanted to do that in the game, I'd have to do it in game. So anything map editor wise, as far as throwing in roads, anything like that is going to stay on top or be bridged. So that's one kind of thing that definitely was a little bit kind of a bummer, I guess you could say. But, you know, like I said, if you get into the actual game and you want something that way, since you are building the map, you know, you have all the ability in game to come through. Like, say I wanted a tunnel through here, I can still do that. You know what I mean? I can change the road up a little bit, shift it to throw a tunnel through there instead of what I'm currently processing through here. So, in fact, there's some areas that are going to get changed around because we need to think of trains coming in. The trains and the roads are the biggest things to consider when building stuff like this, getting these mountain ranges. And like I said, I want to come into the squares that we're using just a little too. And we'll be doing some stuff in the center here as well once I get a few other things laid out. Like, we definitely want our river to go through here. In fact, let's go ahead. I'm going to drop this down. Boom. Flatten it. Let's shrink this. But I want a lake right here as it opens up. Maybe we'll make an island. That'd be kind of cool. Nice, 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 nice. Now, we're going to take this. And again, I want it to look natural, like it flowed through here. And we're going to throw in a few things to make it look that way. So now we come through and get this mountain range, just kind of like come down to the water here. That's why the water went that way, you know, that's kind of my idea of it. And then the same thing this way. Kind of like make this ranged up down here. Make that a little larger. So there we go, goes through there. Nice, nice, nice. We've got this giant lake here. We need a reason for it to have made the lake and then went swoop like that. So we'll shrink this down and then just bring a nice kind of hill through here. Which it harms us in a way for any future use. Say we wanted to build a really nice harbor or something. It's going to hurt us to have a hill there, I know. But we do have this side. We'll build this up for, you know, shipping industry to come in through here. And then we can use the rest of this, and that's why I wanted to make this a little wide through here for our, you know, fishing industries and stuff like that. We can have, I think it'll allow, what I'm thinking of will allow salmon fishing and something else. So, salmon, so we'll leave that alone. Now, again, I want to think of the trains coming in, the roads coming in. That's going to be a big factor on this too. Okay, I'm liking it so far, but I want to take... It's such a sweet, heavy mountain over here, but let's turn the strength down, because I'm going to be taking away from the mountain here, and I don't need it to, like, take away too much. In fact, what would probably be a smarter move would be to level, go off of this, base it off of that. Do something similar to that, but I want to... I want to bring it back into more of a... Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't want it to be perfectly level in there. I want it to look good. Hey, Nomus, welcome. Hop in for a bit. Yeah, yes, new city and a new map, because we are using the map builder, which allows us to use... you know, here's our 25 tiles that will be usable to us, kind of right there in the center. And but I also got to, you know, figure out roads, trains, things like that. So that's what I'm currently working on, putting on the, on console, putting in our outside mountainous areas, bringing in just all of our different routes. This is our river that's going to be going through here. So, yeah, I am very, very happy with what I'm building so far. So I'm excited to see what type of city we can build in this. I was decided to go with this winter city because it's we're on a heat streak right now. It's 100 degrees outside, pretty much. So, and I'm sure others are experiencing that wonderful, wonderful weather as well. I heard that the people in the UK are experiencing that, oh, so terrible 88 degree weather I was like, are you kidding me? I wish it was 88. All right, we'll leave that alone. We're going to do two things through there. So what I want to do is let's take shift, run the strength all the way down, and I just want to take this back to here just a little bit more, widen this out just a touch. There we go. I've got a hole in the ground. I forgot. I made that. That was my fault. Do this. And then it ruins my other stuff. Oh, man. All right. That's right. I can smooth it out. Nope, nope. Why is the strength up so high? There we go. I don't know why the scar won't go away. Take care of that. I don't know why I won't get rid of that scar. It's kind of weird. Oh well. Oh well. Nothing I need to really worry about too much. 66. Ooh, you got a nice little temperature going for you where you're at. That sounds nice. Let's go with this. Maybe this will help fix this. Like, weird. Yes, there we go. I wanted to get rid of that weird little, like, line, that crease. There we go. It's just using the wrong tool, that's all. Now, let's see. All right, so this is how we adjust our water line. So there we go. There's our line. So I want to just kind of pay attention to like make sure it's not going to be too far up on the shore anywhere. We have plenty of water for fishing and other things like that. All right, now, I don't remember how I did it before, but there was a way that I was just seeing if there was any like little potholes in these mountains that I could use. There was a way for me to make a lake. You know, obviously, if you remember Fuchsia, I had a lake in Fuchsia, like on the mountains. So I'm not exactly sure. Well, that is not what I want to do. The whole town's just covered in water. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go down here and fix that. Okay. Frustration. Nope. Then how did I do that before? Create a water source up here. Actually, it would be kind of cool to have one that's just a waterfall somewhere coming down into the water. Oh, that's right. You have to use the water source to fix your level. That's what it is. It looks like a couple of boobs. All right. However, I just had a cool idea. Let's go here back to shift terrain. We have a water source here, so it's going to have water flowing out. So let's make sure that it is trapped and going the direction we want it to go. We are off the map. Maybe another little waterfall type of effect there. Something like that. Oh yeah, that. Let's turn my strength down before I screw something up here. Let's hit play. I want to see the water start moving. And then we can adjust from there. Water should show up anytime. Here, let's put it on fast forward. Did I not get a water source in there? Ah, there we go. What in the world is it trying to do? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I pretty much... I just ask my Alexa device to convert that stuff, and it does a job for me. Right. All right. So water should be coming in both ways. I was hoping it would only come in one direction on the river. That's fine with me. But this, got a little water overflow come down into the valley. This should be perfectly fine. I'm wondering what's going to happen on this side if I need to adjust my mountains at all on this side. But that's what I'm kind of waiting for, is how it's going to flow. But what I think we should do is, let's turn our strength down. And actually what I want to do is just create a small pond in here, perhaps, with the water. So it doesn't look so out of place up there. Oh, okay, wait, that's the water coming in. I thought it was like not filling up the little lake there. At this side, though, you know, I think it actually would rather do this. Let's take a terrain shifting tool. Just kind of move around, grab different areas, and just increase this. Make it look more like, how about a volcano that turned into a spring? Ah, kind of like that. Let me just kind of play around out here, let this do its own thing. I like that a little better, I think. Now we can come in here and grab, where are they? I think it's this area, yeah. We can grab some cool stuff like this. Like, so for instance, where is it? I can choose, no. Let's get rid of that fog, that'll help. There should be a option that I cannot locate for some dang reason. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so you can make this. You can do the sand. So we can run a little bit of sand around these. Still snow-covered sand, but sand nonetheless. Can help out with that. Then we come up in here, grab ourselves some rocks. It's always better to get some of these larger. Then you get trees and stuff with them. Once the water calms down, hopefully it won't look so weird. We can do something like this. Help the water kind of force itself the other direction. Nope, that one's not going to help. I mean, you could do so much. If you wanted to just sit here, I mean, to be honest, we're never going to see any of this. So you could sit here and add a lot of these rocks and stuff in. What I really wish I had was the ability, like the PCs, to just kind of stretch them out, make them, like, just double them and go brrr, to paste the crap out of them, but I can't. So it's, to me, you know, I want the few things that I'm going to notice as I'm moving around, stuff like that. Trees are going to be a useful part of, you know, a lot of this. So we'll try to get some areas to look, you know, half decent. Some areas like down here. And then, again, these larger ones, and ones like this, yeah, there we go. We'll give trees and other little cool things to kind of float around. Now, let's go ahead and grab trees. Those are probably our best next option to start with. Let's get our pine trees. I just want to go ahead and make a giant circle. We're going to turn that strength not all the way up, but just enough for these trees. Yeah, we'll make the pine tree our majority tree type of thing. Down here in the valley, we'll just make that, enlarge that, just drop them all over. Don't have to be like totally, hey Tim, welcome. Don't have to be totally like, oh, they have to be in this one spot or not. Like I said, I'm going to do a lot of different trees through here. What I'm trying to do is, I don't want to plant them in like areas where in all reality they wouldn't show up. Like they wouldn't necessarily show up on sides of cliffs and stuff, you know what I mean? They would, but not a whole pile of them there. So that's why I'm trying to like adjust my circle for little areas like this. What I would like to do is, because we're doing the winter resort, I want to put in, like I want to make like a ski resort as part of my thought process on this one. So we're going to make sure there is part of our mountain range and everything like that we're able to use. And able, you know, be able to build something like that. So we're going to have to move one of our mountains around. So probably be, I think right here around the lake is probably one of our better options, since we already started building this up around to kind of enforce the lake right there. Especially having the heavier mountains on this side. So I think that would probably be the best way to go with that. So we're going to finish up with these pine trees. I'm not sure why that area is just so flat right there. I wonder if that's like the very peak of what I can build to. It's just all flat. Whatever, I'm going to leave it. It's fine with me. Gotta remember to, let's go ahead and switch up in a moment here. Just finish up with these pine trees and then we'll switch up. We'll go back to terrain building real quick, and then we can build our mountain up where we're going to have our ski resort right here. So how about we do that? Yeah. So we'll go back to our shift terrain. Let's just throw this on the largest one and really bring this all out. Alright, like I said, this is going to be a ski resort area, so we're going to adjust our mountains a little bit once we get them kind of built up. So now, let's turn the strength down. And then the best thing, I think, for helping with this is to kind of make man, I'm not sure where to go with the strength. Maybe a dot up from the bottom. Something like that. Oh shit, I fucked that one up. I don't know, we can still mess with that. We can still achieve. There we go. Okay, okay. Alright, liking that, liking that. We can do something like this. Little backcountry. Something like that. So now I can come down this way. Then we can add a little spot here and just kind of just lightly through there like that. There we go. Still want that little spot right there. In fact, ooh, that'd be a cool little spot for a pond maybe. And then over here, let's just back. All right, let's go to our water and check this out. Let's see, we got what's content creator packs? It's the same thing. So we'll put a water source and then no. I hope to goodness this doesn't start filling up here. I want just this little one to be a little pond, that's all. Maybe that's how I do it. If I can get my camera to frickin' pan out properly. Holy smokes. I'm hoping for a separate water source now. It just stays there. Nice. Okay, so I did figure it out. Cool. And then, like, so this one, again, I gotta get my frickin' camera to pan properly here. Dang, that turned into a massive waterfall over there. Okay, I'm trying to... see if that helps. We'll turn that waterfall down a little bit. Because look at, those aren't spilling over. Cool, we got two little ponds over here. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. That definitely looks like it slowed it down a lot. Or at least not as wide. We'll come back to that. Okay. Man. Okay, let's get back to our trees. Kind of fill this mountain in a little bit better now that I've made it. There's some trees in the valley. This is going to not be as big as, well, hey, if you make it back, you make it back. You have a good trip to the store, man. This is obviously not going to be as big as a city as Fuchsia. It's not meant to be. This is meant to be just a fun build in my, I think we're going to just have a good fun time with this one. So, like I said, I want to build a ski resort in here. That's why I put this mountain in. We don't even have a name for it yet, but we'll come up with one. We've got our waterfall coming in. Got this river running. I didn't add any water sources to down here because I wanted it to run on its own and to see what would happen. So, all right, now that we've got that, we'll come back to trees and rocks and all those other things. First of all, let's think of our resources. So we'll start off with ore. Ore is definitely going to be found in mountain, kind of more of a mountainy area. So I think over here is going to be a good spot for our ore. Drink that strength up. We'll come down by the water with it. I know, I should probably be a little more selective so it's not just all there, but you know what? I don't care. That's the way I'm doing it. I want an area for ore. I want an area for oil. And you'll see why I'm picking these areas too in a moment. You'll see, because this is where our major roads are going to be like leading in and out of the city too. So we'll keep the pollution away from the water as much as possible, and then we'll have them on the ability to just get in and out of the city as quickly as possible. Now this is all fertile land, and in my opinion, you never know where you're going to have the ability to like put a farm in, you know what I mean, versus where you're going to be building your city and stuff like that. So I just try to throw down like a lot of good fertile land areas to where I get a lot of options to start farms and stuff like that at. So we'll do something like through here. Just kind of fill in this valley area, knowing that, a lot of this is going to get built up, but I don't know where I'm going to be able to put any like greenhousing areas and stuff like that in. So we'll just do this along the water. We'll pick a little bit of this area over here too, just in case. And then I think over here on this edge of the map, kind of in between the two, it's auto-saving. We'll throw a little spot in here as well. So that'll give us, plenty of fertile land to work with. We can, build on top of it or use it for farming and stuff like that. So, oh man, hold on. I just had to stretch my friggin' shoulders there really quick. It caught me off guard there for a second. I started to lean back and I'm like, oh, it felt so good. Okay, so we've got oil, we've got ore, we've got plenty of fertile land, we've got a play area, we've got water. So now we need to start thinking about our roads, train tracks, flight patterns, things like that. And then we'll come, like I said, we'll come back. We'll start putting our other natural resources in trees and more rocks and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that I'm not putting down rocks and then wanting to run a road past that, you know, messing it up. So. Let's see here. Let's start with a plain. So I think the best bet is to start. Oh, come on! Start at the edge and just run a plain route directly over one way to the next. And you have to make them like basically go the same way. You can't crisscross plane patterns for some reason. But you can do this where they both kind of come from the same spot. But they head out like that. So the planes will be like heading from some major airport out that way or something. That's the way I look at it. Alright, that's done. Let's get in here. Our ship. So as far as the ship goes, we're going to start it from here. Just bring it in. Dead center through the little mountains there. And then what I want to do is just basically loop it right back to itself. So now the ship will come in, it'll do a loop and head right back out. In fact, so that we're not having ships crisscrossing each other, I think it'd probably just be smarter. We'll have them just right next to each other on their way out. Then that also gives, you know, the ability for them to come in, again, work with any harbors we create. And then when it comes to fishing, we'll create our own little fishing harbors up in here in these little areas. So it'll be way cooler. I think it'll be way cooler that way. Now, let's go ahead and get our train lines ran. That's going to be really important. What I'm going to do with this canyon here is I'm going to have train and highway going through here. So we're going to start off with train, though. Let's go freeform. Gotta go freeform on the train. We're going to take that out. That gives us our train attachment to the outside world. And just keep it nice and tight to the side of the hill here. We'll adjust that in a minute if we need to. But now my idea here is I want to bring this in, but I want to keep it a little high up here near the mountains. Because now we can come over this way. We'll cross over. There's not going to be any major ships coming through here, obviously, so we don't have to go super high with it or anything. And then, let's get this ramp looking proper. So the idea is to come through here. Maybe I turned it a little too soon here. Hold on, I want to change that. There we go. I'm just going to bring it back out, towards the edge here again. Just kind of following the base of the mountain. And I want to go out this way with it. Okay, we'll come back in here. We'll adjust areas like this where it got that tattered look to it. And then from here, I'm going to bring another line out right along the edge. What in the world is it doing right now? Yeah, it should be on freeform. You know what? I'm going to go with doing this really quick. Actually, ooh, yeah. Well, no, if I do that, then I can't attach to the train line. So I'll just run that along the edge. And then at about this point, I have to be careful. If I'm too close to that edge, I'm not going to be able to, like, get that train track, I don't think. So let's back it up a little and then come back this way. So he keeps wanting to shove me into the edge right there. Now we're going to drop out of the line, come this direction. Leave out that way. So we've got two ways in. I need to connect in here. That should be fine. Even though the one side's out of the city, I don't think it'll hurt me in any way. Now we have the train track going through, like if we did farming over here, it'll be going through the farming industry. And then it'll be going through the ore industry. And then it'll be going through another farming industry here if we use that. Or it'll be going through the oil industry over here. So we have the train set up to go through every single industry. And then at that point, we can also take the train lines and move them anywhere we want to move them inside the city when we're building in the city. So they just have a good in and out here. In fact, one thing I want to change up, that I think will be a smart change up, is we're going to start from here. Delete all this line out. Because I think it'd be better to have the road on where the train track is versus the train track, then have the train track on the other side of this canyon leading out. That way I don't have to like impose on the track of the road one way or the other as I'm bringing the highway out through here. So I was looking at the intersections that they give us, the new stuff that we're able to use in here, and there's two of them I like, and I want to use them if I can. We're going to delete that. Let's go back over here, grab this. And we're going to run it along, like I said, on this side of the canyon. There we go. And again, we'll come in here, we'll fix this. I mean, even still, it's not too bad looking. Like through here, you would see stuff like that with the train tracks. It would be slightly modified for the track to sit there because they would have been thinking about that and not the hillside. But I do, as we're building the roads through here, we're going to adjust that as well. So we're going to fix it, make it look really good going through here. Like this side itself, like for instance, that cliffish area would be way more, yeah, like that. Straight down to the tracks, not a separate little spot there. So it would actually be like cut out of the hillside, you know, more like that than what it was a second ago. So I like that a little better. And then like areas like this, if you use this tool, we're able to like give it more of this fluffier look to where it's not so rocky and rugged through there. But the canyon, you know, the little cliffy areas, so I guess we ended up messing with it right now. I was going to wait till I did the road, but that's fine. It looks good. And, you know, when you come through and you adjust, you don't just leave it the way it was. Let's see, I think if I use this, turn that down, we'll turn the strength down a whole bunch, and we'll just kind of bring a little bit of this out. That should help get rid of the weird tear effect right there. You kind of go along here. See, there's a little bit of that hill there, but it's coming off of the hill. You know what I mean? Like, that's not too shabby looking at all. I think that looks really good. We can adjust this now, give it a little more of a like a platform for itself right there, instead of being so shallow. This, we can kind of clean that back and a little bit there. I want to adjust that kind of dip out. There we go. Make that look good. This side, we can bring that down. That's looking good. Again, we'll clean this edge of it up so it's not this weird line going out. And bam! Now we've got the train track running through there on the proper side, so we can run the highway through this way. So, and we'll do all that pretty quick here too. We'll get a lot of this down. Oh yeah, we're doing all kinds of stuff in this today. We're going to do, like, we're setting down our map. We're going to get this all good to go. And I think that, like, you know, you start with the basics. You get your main areas of the map you want done as far as mountains and lakes, rivers, whatever, right? Then you start throwing down, okay, where am I going to have my industries at? So I want my oil here. I want my ore here. I want my, you know, other stuff to possibly be here. And now that allows me to run my rail line from my edge of my map in through areas. Okay, how am I going to use the rail line and be able to use it in the city appropriately, and you know, not just be bringing in passengers. Like, I want to use it for, you know, the industries. And so bam, now we're going through those industries. We're able to figure it out where it rides through our industries perfectly fine. It doesn't take away from using the city as much as possible, right? Now, with that in place, we're able to come in and we're going to start adding in roads, or at least our main highway. And like I was saying, I should slow the time back down. I don't need the river to continue filling up in there anymore. So now, saying I really like this trumpet, and I really like this this clover mill exchange. I think they're really cool looking. Even this one's really nice, and I mean, even that one's cool too. But so I think what I want to do is choose that one, maybe. Because I want, like, my major, in fact, you know, before we do that, let's go here. Areas, and then I want to choose my starting area. I want to be able to use a little bit of water, a little bit of train track, some highway. So I think our best bet is going to probably be here for a starting area. This gives us, like I said, access to tracks. We'll bring the road in here, the highway in here, like we'll bring it through. Access to some water right there, as far as like maybe throwing down a pump if we wanted. But, you know, it's just a good start, I think. I mean, we could start in this one also, but we don't have access to the track there, so. And I want a little bit of flat land. And then we'll just take that and we'll build our way down the river towards our ski resort over here and then across. So should be a pretty good starting point, I think. All right. So I've got most of the requirements taken care of. So I need one incoming highway connection, one outgoing highway connection. So all the requirements left. And then it's like basically set up and we can just go from there. But it's not quite what I want yet at that point. So let's start. What I want to do is go ahead. We're going to have the highway coming in. And I think the best thing to do is have our incoming highway stop that. Follow the track. Oh my god. You can barely move the camera and it just attaches itself. And then we'll take this. Oh, we did the wrong thing. There we go. Go to freeform. And I wanted to try to basically follow the track if I can. I want to just stay right on the edge of the dots right there. We'll come up through here. We'll bring it through our canyon now. And out. Beautiful. Now we're going to have to obviously switch this around because I just need to follow. Let's see where. Okay, yeah. It's going to do this. Yeah, boom, boom. Okay. Then we'll obviously have to change that direction. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can keep that proper distance that it had. Look, it even like takes away from that distance in some of these spots now that I've messed it up. At least I'm leaving the city at this point. Like, it's not really going to be in a big area that's going to be affected by this. And then again, leaving. So it's not, whether it's next to each other in a perfect pattern or whatever, doesn't bother me here. This is outside of city limits. But change direction. Are you kidding me? Oh, no, you can't do that. There we go. That'll work. here we go with a new nice little tight area right there. Almost there. Almost there. Bam. All right, we've got the incoming and outgoing. I mean, it'd be very hard for them to do anything here to flip around, so. Do. All right, let's bring the highway into our starting grid. Try to, there we go. It's not what I was imagining there, but okay, maybe maybe I did it wrong in the first place. Okay. Great. There we go. That's a lot better. I wanted it a little closer to the train track than I had it at first. This spot right here didn't go quite as I planned, but whatever. I can live with that. I'm going to drop this just below that third dot now off of the train track. Oh, come on. Of course, it's got to be a pain in my butt. Now here's where I did, like, okay, as I get up here with this highway, I think keeping it near the train track is semi-smart, but I think at this point what I want to do is take it this direction, come out a little wider, and then come back this way. And let's go ahead, throw on our straight line here. Drop back down. And I did it long like that because I intend to run a road or 3 underneath there, a road or 2, something like that. Kind of going underneath and just taking it along the rail line there. That's one of my ideas, like regular roads going through there and stuff like that. So let's go ahead, go back to our freeform style now, and we're going to take this and go right along the train track and out right there. As soon as it grabs. There we go. And this I don't have to, like, I'm not trying to stay next to the train track here. I can just do my own whatever here. Bam, I'm out. Now this side, we're going to just go ahead and base this off of our highway like we should. so we can get our proper distancing. There's probably going to be some areas that aren't quite perfect. You can kind of see where they spread and stuff like that, but get that in way. Alright, up over the hill, over the hills and through the dales. To grandmother's house we go. Didn't quite follow properly, did it, right here? See if we can kind of rework this. Come on, grab that. Shh. Son of a gun. Oh, man. See, it is totally going the wrong way right there. There we go. Oh. I can't have a perfectly matching bridge. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, it went off slightly there. There we go. That should look a little better. Let's bring it in like that. Go ahead and do our switch on the direction really fast. Oh yeah, a lot better. I mean, it stinks that I couldn't quite get that to match on that left side right there, but at the same time, it goes with the track, it flows, everything works out. It doesn't look off at all. So it's going to work out. It's not like I put a road or anything in there on that spot anyway, so I might plant some trees or put a rock in here. Let's take this now. Trying to keep that distance, that like kind of a 1.5-ish on the lines right there. So I'm trying not to go like super far. So I can keep an eye, there we go, like that, on it, making sure it's kind of staying in that right spot. I think too much of a distance is what creates the, see, like right here, we're starting to get that where it's going to affect it, but well, maybe not so bad. Now, if I can get this to build up right, oh, I'm going to have to do some work here. How in the world? And now it's splitting too far apart. Oh, crap. All right. Yeah, like you can see it doing it right there. I think the best way to adjust is to start our bridge here in the center and then base it off of where it wants to land. I guess that looks like it's a little more than what I wanted, though. Oh, there we go. Right back into the 2, or where I needed it. Ah, that worked out. Come on, land where I need you. There you go. And now it's getting all wonky on me. We'll back it up. Let's take care of this other side of the bridge really quick. That is not... Oh boy, that is not what I wanted at all right there. Way too low. Oh crap, now I I'm just not getting this done right. I'm so screwing this up. Oh my god, alright. What I need to do, I think, is go to our elevation guide. Okay, it almost matches. Almost. I really wish I had Move It. It makes me so sad I don't have Move It. See, look how janky that is right there. I gotta do something about it. Go double check our height. That's the part that I'm just... don't care if that matches or not. Nope, still out. Fuck. This is gonna take... This is the problem with the map building, I think, is that you get too caught up in being like, no, I need it to be perfect. See, and then it does that, right? And it's like, how come it didn't do it on this side then? I'd like it to match a little better. And that seems a lot better with the, you know, both sides having that. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm at least 85% happy with it. I mean, okay, maybe 83% happy with it, but it's there. It's close. It's close. I'm 80% happy with it. And then once again, I'm starting to get like off where I want to be. You can see the line where it's aiming. See that? It's just, I don't understand why it has to do that to me. There we go. It's not 100% perfect, but it's 80% perfect, and I'm okay with that. Excuse me. This side turned out a little better than I was hoping for, but alright, cool. Cool. You know, I have a better idea now. I think I want that to be my starting area. It's still got rail line, it's got the road. We don't have to worry about the access to the water yet. We can use water towers and in-ground sewage collection. So I think that would be smarter, because then we have our connection into the city, like, bam, ready to go. But the only other thing I think I want to do with that, because I do want to bring a road this direction. So I don't like those ones. I do think if there was a way I could fit it in there, it'd be kind of cool. I'd have to reroute the lines slightly. The overpass here. Yeah, because what I want to do is then take this road, come this way, and kind of make this wide turn, and then come back out of the map this direction. So what I think the best way to do that then is, now we get rid of this. Everything I just spent all that time trying to get perfect. Delete all this. In fact, we'll go right back to the bridges here. Boom, boom, boom. Whoa, shit. Got a little too happy with that one. There we go. Let's fix that. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. You know, I think... Yep, I was looking at it. I want to move that down just a little bit more. Again, wishing I had Move It mod would be great. You just leave it. I've done that already, and no concerns. But it works out better. Now I can see more of a proper connection, kind of like right like that. I think that should be it. Doom, doom, doom. Take that freeform. Connect it in like that. Beautiful. Use the freeform yet again. So. Doesn't give it as good as a look for some reason. I don't know why. I think what I want to do is just go ahead and copy this side. And then we'll, yep, it looks way better that way. And now we'll take it and just do the change direction. I don't know why it wants to just be a complete butthole. Could have just done it right, but no. Alright, now, yet again, the way this is coming off of here, let's see, freeform. I think what we need to do is take more of this out. Okay. Make sure it says 180. I really, really wish the lines would pop off of that other side right there. Like, I don't understand that. Whatever. You see, it's not going to give it a proper curve. I mean, actually, it's not too bad, except for this whole little, like, weirdness right here. I don't really like that. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll match it. Do the same thing. Son of a gun. But what I want to do is fix this little spot, this little spiggy spot. Come on. There we go. That looks a lot better. A lot better. Okay. Now we've got our connection in and out down both sides. We got 2 ramps on and off that way. And see, what's fun about this, like I said, this is our main highway. Now I can come in here, I can build on-ramp, off-ramp, anywhere I want on these highways. That's the best part about it. So, alright, let's go ahead. We're going to now bring this one. This one's going to be totally freeform, whatever we want to do with it. We don't have to, like, attach it to anything now. We're going to bring it out, down and out like this. Kind of match it up next to the train tracks out here. And out. Sweet. And we'll bring this one back in now. It's gonna have these weird areas again. It always wants to grab just the slightest weird stuff. I don't know why. I'll reset it. They're really wide right there. It's like, usually the freeform tool lets you like match the other road up really well, but for some reason it's just not letting me do it. It's like, nah, too much of a distance, I don't like that. See, got all wide right there. So no. You can't give me that much distance. Are you kidding me? And then, of course, when we do build in our own our future interchanges and on-ramp, off-ramps and stuff like that, we'll just have to, obviously readjust roads and stuff like that. That should be fine. Shouldn't do too much damage. See, look at that. That just gets to me sometimes. It wants to run across our road. Dang it. Alright, alright. Oh, I think we might have accomplished it. There we go. Got our inlet, incoming, outgoing, 3 different directions. I mean, if we wanted, we could figure out a road that comes this way, across our waterfall. I don't think I'd be happy with that, though. You know, like I said, we're very limited on our space as far as our harbor and everything. So that's going to be kind of right in here. So, yeah, I don't think I'll do that. And I was kind of then also thinking of another one that would come in this way. But yet again, I'd have to, like, either destroy my ski resort or come along this side of the ski resort. And attach it in somehow. I just don't think I want that. I think I like it the way it is. We got 3 incoming and outgoing. We don't have to use, well, I mean, we could use a 4th one and go this way. That is another option. I didn't think about that. I didn't think we could go this way. But then I'd have to throw in another frickin' intersection right there. Hey, Spuds, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So just so you can get caught up, we are starting a brand new map on Cities Skylines Remastered on the console. We get to make our own map. We have the map builder now, and so that's what we're doing. We're starting a new city. It's called Moonshine, and it's going to be a winter map. We have gone ahead, put in the mountains, some lakes, this big giant lake and river. We got a waterfall going over here. We haven't done all of our decorating yet, but we've thrown in some trees, just kind of getting an idea of what we got going on. We have our ore, our oil. We have plenty of farmland. We just finished up with our trains and roads, getting them kind of in place. I was thinking about adding a 4th in, but I'm not. I just don't think it's going to happen. I was kind of considering now at this point taking one and going this way, but it would be cool. It would. I'm going to have to do it. I'm just going to have to do it. Like, all right, dang it. And then I got to deal with getting around the train line also. The only thing that sucks is, like I said, if you want to put roads in, you can't. Like, let's see, let's go to a let me do a regular road here. Oh, these are just all highways. There's like no normal roads. But yeah, like, I just nope, can't do tunnels. You can go climbing, no tunnels. And then train tracks, you can typically do tunnels. Nope, no tunneling. So I'm still contemplating whether we take another road out this way. I do like the idea. There is a part of me that really likes that idea and wants to go with it. But it means kind of evaporating some of the train track and the road here that we were just working on and getting that all readjusted, so. We could use this cool trumpet, this three-way. This is a quad, though, and this one's a quad, so I don't know if I'd use them. We do have this other three-way. We could make our own three-way. This is the basic one the game always just gives you. And if I threw that in there... Ooh, what would be better... I'm gonna regret myself doing this, watch. Maybe not. Maybe I won't. Gotta get rid of some of the train track now, too, because it's gonna be in the way, guaranteed. Might have to keep the train track at an elevation, so let's just go bring that back. Then we're going to grab our three-way we were just playing with the three-way stack. I knew part of me was going to regret this. It's like I just put a bunch of work in trying to make that other one work out. And here's where we go back to destroying this now. More. It's alright. It should turn out alright. It should actually turn out alright. Now that I've kind of got a better idea how I'm gonna pull this through and make it work. So we go like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Must have been saving. Let's go ahead and take our straight line tool and bring these out just a little ways. Let's actually do it on the proper. Do-do-do-do. Like that. Then what I'm thinking is we can use our curve tool. I was thinking we could use our curve tool. But for some reason it doesn't want to allow these damn lines. What in the world? I know I have the right road guidelines on. Now it wants to read it, huh? Alright, that should be fine then. I can go with that. But now, the whole trick to this is trying to make our damn freeform tool follow the curve tool. Oh, that wasn't too bad. A little bit of a widening area right there, but that actually worked out pretty well. Now, again, this is going to be based on the freeform. We'll bring this out just a little bit because I actually want to turn. We're going to follow the road through here, or follow the water through here. Okay, now let's bring it back. Again, our freeform tool is just going to be a pain in the ass. But we won't let that dissuade us from getting the road. Like I said, this out here doesn't necessarily have to look amazing or anything like that, so. You know, the one thing I have been wondering about, what if I'd used the freeform tool and went the same direction, and then just used... I swear to God, if going the same direction is what fixes the problem, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. It's still got the same issues. Not following each other properly. I don't know how I can do it in... Sometimes, and other times, just like right now, it's just, I've been having the worst trouble this whole game just trying to make any of this work out properly. It's like, I'm grabbing those lines, right? I'm pretty sure I am. But the game just hates me. Oh, shucks. Alright. I'm outside of the map. I just don't care anymore. I really don't. I just want this to, like, connect and be finished. For the love of Cheez-Its. Alright, now... take our fugly ass road here. Switch it to the proper direction. We've got all 4 incoming, outgoing connections used now. This is actually, in my opinion, probably a pretty good area for the incoming, outgoing connection to go in and out too. It looks good, especially going along the water like that. We'll adjust the soil and stuff too, so it looks good. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. And again, that's being left open on purpose, so we can just start. And that's going to be how the city starts type of thing, like you would do in the typical game. So, let's see here. Let's get this adjusted out then. We'll come in here, do our soil adjustments. Actually, I think soften terrain, we'll try that to start with. The soften terrain tool is pretty useful in some cases. Like right here, give it more of a cliffy look. It's not too bad. Too bad you can't put a guardrail in through there. That'd be nice. Do that. I think everything over here is looking good. The one thing I would rather do... Oh. I hit the wrong damn button there. Let's turn the strength down. Just wanted to bring it out a little bit more on this top part. See how it's got like... I just don't like it as sharp as an edge there along the road. On this side, we'll clean that up. Clean this side of the road up over here too. Nice. Like I said, I wish I could put in like a guardrail. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, I guess you kind of can. What in the flying flack nuts is going on here? That that don't look right. Something wrong here. I think what we should do really quick and then rebuild that is, oops, in here we'll go with our level terrain, base it off where the road is, and just kind of clean that back. Clean that up a little bit. That should hopefully fix that problem. Let's see. There we go. Now it's not a floating road. A lot better. It starts to turn back into a floating road right there, though. I'm not sure what I could do to fix that at the moment. Let's try... Oh, of course, it's got to delete that one. Oh, yeah. Nope, that's way terrible. Let's just try going this direction then. If you give me a minute, I will be right back. I was trying to choose cinematic camera, it wouldn't let me do that. But anyway, I'll back it out and let you look at that for a moment. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to throw some money down for a store run, so. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at this. We've got our roads going in and out of the city in 1, 2, 3, 4 different places. I think it's funny we'd used that side for 3 of the connections and this side for 1, but I think it'll work out. Like I said, we've got the ski resort over here, so having this off-ramp to go that direction is going to be perfect. We've got our waterfall over here. All it's looking good. Heading out into the big giant river. We've got ships with the ability to come in on this side. What is that? Oh, that's where the ship line comes in and out. Got some ponds. I think we've gotten all of our basics taken care of. Have water stream in the starting area. Oh, I don't have water in the starting area. You know, I don't care. I don't want water in that starting area. I think it's totally fine. So, okay, our shift terrain. We don't need shift terrain. Oh, wait, we do. Let's go find any spots that have turned out all ugly. We want our train. We already went through here and fixed our train line through here. This is looking good. Let's check the road. Clean up. Oh, crap. Turn the strength down there. Clean up along the road. Make this look nice. Another floating road out here. This looks good. This looks good. We already adjusted that. This is all fine, I'm pretty sure. Over here, even though it's out of the map, let's go ahead and just clean it up. Oops, just a little bit. Clean this up on this side. Because, you know, even when you're just scrolling around the map, there's still those times you look back at it and you're like, I should have totally fixed that. I should have totally, like, done something and made that look better. And, you know, then in that long run, you can't go back and make it better because it's outside of the map point. And clean that up. That side. It's looking really good now over there. In and out on those. Let's go check this side now. This will be our last little area where we need to clean up around the tracks. It's all about just quick little taps of the button when you're using it on a controller. Just quick little taps at the button. Using it on that low... See, right here is going to be tough because we got the road. So maybe what we do here is we go ahead and we go with this whole cliff, right? But let's clean this side up really quick. Get rid of those little black marks on this side. Now, let's stick with this where we kind of had to cut into the mountain look, right? But I think the better idea is now we'll take our level terrain and we'll level it off of our train track. Turn the strength all the way up. That's good, that's good. We can do a little cleanup on that other end. Notice how I'm moving my leveling point around as I'm doing this. And that's to help, because as you can see, obviously the track is not level in one level area, so as you tap it, you just kind of can use the tap of your button to just move a little around a little bit. You can always make up for it with another tap of the other direction. Then in here, we come back into our shift terrain, turn that strength down. We clean up this edge, give this back into the cliff over here, that's fine. And then we're going to take this, wipe this down, move it more into the mountain there. So bam, they would have cut it out to bring the road around and the train track around either direction. So I think it looks good. We got the floating road going on. That really sucks that it does that, but I'm just going to ignore that. If it's out of the city and I can't see that, that should be fine. But I do like making sure that those features are good looking right in there and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take our trees now. We fill in some of these areas over here we didn't fill in before. Okay, now let's go ahead and start picking some other trees and placing them throughout the city. So we're going to get our big wide view, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, so 1, 2. We're going to go 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of trace out the white areas with this tree. And you can see up top under the chirper there that like it is laying trees down. It's not like I'm not. And out here, then through here, just kind of like swoop around and have fun with these flat areas. The mountains, I want to be a little more careful on. Like I said, I want the trees to be in areas that aren't gonna like look like they shouldn't be there, type of thing. Stuff like that. A few spots. I'm gonna trace these mountains around out here. Back to the large one. Place a bunch out here, out here. Okay, now we'll do grass and bushes. We'll throw grass and bushes down too. We'll make sure we get all our trees down first. Oak trees. I love doing areas where I can freaking use oak trees. These oak trees are awesome. So let's get all of our wide blank areas first. And then we'll go back to our mountainous areas. We could drop our circle down to start traveling. We don't want to put a lot in the mountains because these are, yeah. The oaks do grow in the mountains, but not always all the way high up and stuff. We got our mountain areas now. Get this canyon. And I'm not trying to do like every area. Like I don't want to get up too high on the mountains of the oak. Let's see, what else do we got? We got the generic pine tree. Okay, we'll go through, clear all of our, do all of our like large areas first. Now some of them are going to land in the water or in spots I don't want, and when we see that, we'll just clean it up as we're playing the city and building the city and stuff like that. And it should be fine that way. Drop the size of that around, start shooting them off into the mountains. And get that back in there. Gotta get some around our ski resort here. Come back over to this side. This big old weird flat spot on the mountain. It's a fluke, but we'll leave it. You know, whatever. And then I really want to add, like, we may, obviously, as we're building the city, we'll add other trees in and stuff. Like, maybe we'll use the horse chestnut or the cottonwood, stuff like that. But we're going to keep basic as far as trees go. We've got 4 trees out there right now. But I want to add a 5th one into that. That's the, where is it? Oh, the giant redwood. But here's the thing. Like, I don't want a ton of the giant redwood. So I'm going to give it a large circle. And I'm just going to go like this. Just every once in a while, and then we can lay down, you know, whenever we're building, putting in buildings and parks and stuff like that, we can always lay down the giant redwood now and use it anytime. We can use that park that's filled with giant redwoods. Again, I'm not trying to like, you know, overpopulate this map with these redwoods or anything like that. Just putting them down in areas where I think they should look good. All right, now let's go ahead, grab our grasses. It's going to crank the strength up on that and just tap the snot out of it all over the place. Just kind of go back and forth on the map like this. You can see it's doing stuff. And even kind of funny is if anything lands in water or anything like that with the grass, at least you know the grass goes well with like water features and stuff. So no issues there. Go in here, grab some bushes, do exactly the same thing. And see, grass and bushes, they would grow on mountainsides. They'd get, you know, a bird would drop a seed, it'd get caught up in a little spot where it gets to launch a little bit of a root out, and bam, next thing you know, it's set itself in place, and it's actually survived off of rainwater, and you have a bush or some grass growing in a crazy-ass spot. You wouldn't necessarily see stuff like that, so. I think that's where we're going to stop with the trees. We get in close and see we've got nice heavy areas. One thing is we want our forestry industry to work out for us, so let's find an area where we could probably do that and really pack in some heavy pine tree and stuff like that. So possibly like maybe over here, just make it nice and heavy with pine. Over here, do the same thing. That way we have areas we can use for forestry industry, and it looks really good. As you can see, super inundated trees over here. Super awesome. So I am happy with that. One thing I would like to do right here, I feel like it needs... It needs rocks here. Why won't let me do any rocks? Oh, there we go. I just had the button wrong. It won't let me adjust for the way the rock stands, though. It kind of sucks. That sucks. It won't let me adjust the rocks, like turn them or anything. Whatever. There's nothing really in here. I mean, maybe this abandoned farmhouse might look cool all the way up here. Lighthouse on top of the mountain. Actually, a lighthouse would be like more down here or something. Be more like that. Kind of. I don't like the way it's popping out. There we go. That's a lot better. Out of here, Chris. Hey, you have a good night, man. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. Park monuments. We got castle ruins. Only castle ruins. I mean, we could put them up here, but ancient cemetery. They're way up there on the mountaintop. See, and at this point, like within city lines, I'm gonna not really put down a lot of rocks and stuff like that because you know me, I'm gonna be doing all that stuff as we're building the city. It's these exterior areas that I really want to make sure are looking good, have a good feel. And overall are exactly what I want, you know, these areas to look like and turn out to be. So I did just think of something though. I did want to put, where was it, up here, a few more trees around my little rock pile here. Something like that. Trees keep disappearing. Something kind of like that. That should be nice. Grass over there. We'll do something with that little beach, I think. We'll make like a little trail over to that, I think, is what would be kind of cool. So, honestly, unless there's something else I come up with over the week, I think we've gotten to a point where I'm just going to call this good because most of our attention is going to be in here. Anytime we want rocks and trees and things like that, we're going to be placing them where we want them, inside of roundabouts, things like that. So I think this is exactly what we're looking for in our build so far. As you can see, I took some influences, obviously, from Fuchsia, with our little mountain waterfall over here, and the river going through the dead center of it. But other than that, Fuchsia was definitely not this mountainous. This is a snow build. It'll be a snow city build or whatever. I don't believe I had as many roads, and I think my train tracks, I may have had 2 train tracks on there. One did a swoop like this, in and out, from one corner to the next, and then the other one kind of did the same thing. Whereas I tried to have a little bit of fun with these and take them out a couple different directions. Oh, I got to connect this train track back up before we get out of here, though, because this is going to be one of our... this is going to be necessary. So like I said, I think that the best thing for me to do here is to keep this track elevated at this point. Do something like that. And now we'll drop it down. Wait till we get to that point right there. Clean this up. And I think now I can take this, go with the curve tool. We go like that. Nice. Okay, that worked out. That actually happened to work out a little quicker than I thought it was going to. And then, like I said, I think it was just best to stay in a bridge and then get over the highway here and drop back down. So we would be able to, in the future, use this area, run roads, do stuff like that we need to. We'll obviously have to build bridges and stuff as well, or tunnels, but I think that works out pretty nice. I can't do any tunnels here. Wish I could, but nope, won't let me. The one thing I wish is that being able to build a cool map like this, I wish I could save this. Let's actually save it. And share it on some type of server that the PC players would be able to play it on. Be like, all right, cool, we've got this app now that we can mess around with that a PlayStation player came up with, you know? And then you can do different things with it and try. I just think it'd be great. This is the second map I've ever built. Fuchsia was my first one. So, of course, again, you know, it's not going to be the best, but I still think this is going to be a damn good build for our future city. This is going to be a great break from, you know, doing Fuchsia every week. Instead of doing that, like, I was starting to just kind of get drawn out on that. And it was time. It was time to do something different. I almost put the regular version of City Skylines on, just the regular one, old PlayStation 4, and I was like, you know what? I want a map. I want to just build my own map. And this right here, just so you know, was the main inspiration on why I wanted to build my own map. I wanted a ski resort, and being able to build something that will make my own ski resort was the absolute influence for putting this map together. So this is going to be, in my opinion, one of my favorite parts of the build, getting put this together, using the, you know, our tram lines, or not tram, the, I can't think of it. The car, the you know what I mean, the lines, the damn, oh my god, I want to say trolley and tram, that's what keeps popping into my head because we've been using them so much in my other map lately. But, oh my god, the lines that take you uphill. I can't think, my brain's dead. Cannot think. A lift. A chair, okay, a ski resort would be a chair lift, but the ones that they give you in the game are the other type of lift. So, yeah, I wish I could put chairlifts down. That'd be awesome. Little chairlifts throughout the mountain, but I'm going to just have to put the other ones down, and we'll figure out how to make them work properly. But we will get this. This is going to take some time, but it is my future plan to make a ski resort, so we will get there. Anyway, been doing this for about 2.5 hours now. I think it's time to get off of this, save the map, and be ready for next week when we pop in here and get our city started and see where we go with the new city of Moonshine. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You're excellent people, and I would not be so hurt if you would give me a like or subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And until next week, thank you so much, and I will see you next time.